Okay, back from my break. Last last side story is self-love. I hate love. Love. It's only been one day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Monka's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although, it's only... Hold on. Am I on the right one? Hold on, give me a sec. Hold on a sec. Did I already do reflection too? I did. Just making sure. I'm like, wait, they already did that? Then I must have missed one, but I didn't. Let's go back to it. It's only been one day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Maka's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she will need to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. And because the passing by the students, even though the passing by of students was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked up the most suitable spot she could find to spend her lunch. Because this stairway was underneath maintenance, no students wouldn't have any reason for coming here. It's such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day. Yuri? Yeep. What are you doing here? Yuri grabs her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumb. Well, what are you doing here? I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. And the other one is out of the drink I like. Yuri notices Yuri is fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki, also looking away, sniffles. Shuffles over to the vending machine. It's so quiet that every one of her movements seem to be reverberate through the entire stairway. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage, which she then fidgets within the place of the coins. It's some kind of iced tea, but instead of leaving right away, Natsuki instead stands in place. She glances over around her. It's like way too quiet back here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I meant, really. I mean, it's totally cool that it's your thing, or whatever. Like, I can see how it suits you, so... Not because I think you're creepy or anything. I didn't mean that either. You know, I'm just gonna stop talking. That seems to be a good idea. It's okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words to comfort her, hearing Natsuki stammer at herself in rejection. Seemingly to respond, Natsuki approaches the base of the stairway and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Well, I can leave if you want. I can leave if you want. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap of the drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretends to, and the two just sit there for a long time. The tension seems to fade a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, it seems to mean at least something, though it's not clear what it may be. Lunch ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first to stand up with her empty drink bottle. "Are you coming today? To the club?" Yuri nods. I'm sorry for being so awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't, for some reason, I don't know why, but I want to eventually.
There's no rush. I promise.
Thanks.
I was about to say, if that was the end of the side story, bro, that would be the shortest side story episode, bro.
It's the next day. Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps up to the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today, it seems to be holding some kind of book as well.
"Oh, you're here again. Well, I just came to read this because there aren't any people around here."
"Oh, I thought you didn't like how quiet it was."
"Well, I don't, but there's no people here."
"I see."
Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. After yesterday's lunch and the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to devour around it. Detour. You idiot! I hate my frickin' reading. God, I cannot read. But it's okay that I'm here.
Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it. Especially since all they just assume I just stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Not that I'm trying to hide it from them exactly, but I just don't want it to come up again now after I waited so long for the new volume to come out. Literally months at this point.
You don't have other friends who are into manga?
Not unless online friends count. And Sayori, but that's different because she's not exactly into it. She just likes it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, you're lucky that the books you are into at least look like they're like books. So you don't have to feel like everyone is constantly judging you by what you're reading.
That would be so awful. Especially since I already hate attention so much.
Well, it's a good thing I have thick skin, I guess. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already. If you're like me and have no one to share your hobbies with.
Oh, I have online friends.
Don't we all? We have everyone who's online and has like stuff they want to share. We all have online friends. We may not know each other in real life, but we have friends.
Since middle school, actually. I was especially desperate back then. Desperate. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like the me from a few years ago would have benefited from the good smack across the face.
Oh, whatever. We were all just stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fanfics I wrote fanfics I wrote. Thank God I used a...
What the frick is that word, bruh?
Philism.
Phila does... I don't know, bruh.
But I liked it at the time. I got a lot of fulfillment out of it. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence that I've become a better person since then. So, I don't think I would change anything.
I wonder if a few years ago from now, we'll think the same thing about our current selves.
Probably.
That doesn't make you uncomfortable?
No, of course not. I don't care what other people think of me, especially someone who doesn't even exist yet.
Bro. Bro, she's saying that the people that I don't know, they don't exist. If I ain't seen them, if I don't freaking know who they are, I haven't seen them at all, they don't exist. Okay? See, Will Smith, I've never seen him in real life. He don't exist. I'm joking. He exists, but people I don't know, they just don't exist.
Alright, here.
Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcefully slaps her own cheek.
That's me from the future coming to terms with me right now. Also, ow. I didn't mean to do it that hard.
Yuri doesn't seem to react, but then, to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arm and doing the same thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. Slap the crap out of yourself, bruh. Why are you smiling? She turns red and stares into her lap, but it's unable to hide a smile, as though it was a really funny joke.
That's what I was talking about. I didn't know you had it in you.
I don't even know why I did it. Maybe I thought it would be funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going on about all this nonsense. I'll let you get into your reading.
Alright. Yeah, I guess I'll do that then.
The conversation ends quickly, and Natsuki opens her book. The two read silently for the reminder of the lunch hour, but the whole time Yuri feels distracted by the twist of the regret over having to abruptly force the end of their conversation. You're back.
Yeah, I'm here to lay low again.
Another day has passed. During lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having to wander into the stairway once more.
Hey, did you buy that?
I need water. Natsuki quickly noticed a bottle of iced tea in the staircase where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact.
What, like for me? But you didn't know I was coming here today. What if I didn't show up?
Well, I would have drank it myself, I guess. It was a stupid thing to do.
No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought, never mind. What am I supposed to say? What am I meant to say is thank you.
What I meant to say is thank you.
And that it's a really nice gesture.
It's okay if you don't feel that way.
I do. It was the other things that I didn't mean. I swear, please believe me.
Yuri pauses, then nods. Talking is hard. I get it wrong a lot, too. So I believe you. Natsuki inhales in relief. Exhales. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes the drink. Knowing Yuri, she was probably overthinking it so much that Natsuki's tepid response filled her with self-doubt.
I'll do something nice for you next time.
Please, don't feel obligated.
I want to. I want to do nice things too.
Okay, thank you.
You can thank me after I figure out how to do something nice.
I'll do it then too. Natsuki sighs.
Nothing. It just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately.
Is that why you've been coming here lately?
It's not what she said. I'm gonna go with it.
Well, no, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. There are just other things I'd rather be doing during lunch lately. I like being around them when we're all having fun, but they also just can't take anything seriously. So I don't know, feeling serious when their attitudes just really get on my nerves. It's only gotten worse ever since I joined the literature club.
How come?
I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with just putting up with it because it would be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something. But I just have a hard time doing that lately. But it's my fault for being oversensitive. If I have a problem, I'm not gonna demand for someone around me to change.
But...
Yeah, I know. Monk and Sayori really don't agree with that kind of thing. But they're not on my...
Hold on.
God, my throat.
Okay.
But they're not in my position, so it's easy for them to say that you should just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that kind of thing. I would just be making an embarrassment out of myself. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it.
It's okay. I like listening.
What? Listening to other people's problems?
Yes.
That's weird. Sorry.
I just like learning about people. Do you think it's weird?
No, it's not weird. I probably just misunderstood, so... I don't know. Does that mean I should keep going?
If you'd like.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to talk about now.
What are some things you like about your friends?
A lot of things. I mean, they're really fun to hang out with, like after school and on the weekends. And they really like my baking. And it's fun to complain about school together. They make me laugh a lot, and we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes.
Oh. I'm bad at a lot of things. I'm bad at a lot of those things.
So?
Are those all things that are important to you?
Well, Kind of, but they're not things I need to get out of everybody.
God, my throat. It's killing me. Oh, this game's killing me.
Everyone in this club is really different from that, but I'm still friends with them too.
Well, Sayuri really likes your baking, and she makes you laugh, and she complains a lot. And that doesn't mean she's something like another friends. Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings.
Excuse me? How about you don't talk that way about my friends that you don't know anything about?
Natsuki stands up. No, wait. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Please, don't leave. Natsuki sighs and shakes her head.
It's fine. As long as you understand that you can't just judge people like that.
I'm sorry.
Natsuki sits back down. You can't just compare friends like that and measure who's better and who's everyone and who better than who. Everyone's different.
I'm sorry. I just have the biggest sore in my freaking throat, bro. And I'm out of water, bro. I'm gonna die. The water helps a little bit, but that's about it. I hope this freaking episode's almost over. I just don't like people who want to hurt you. A moment of silence stretches between them.
They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun.
I don't like that.
Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not.
You like it?
Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help with social conflicts. Like how Monica can. She's good at these things.
Not really. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. That's what Monica and Sayuri never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong, and they all are like, what's wrong? And everything's okay. I just want to mind my own business sometimes, and decide myself if I want to talk about things. The only one who understands that is you. So you really shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're not as bad as you think.
Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything.
I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener.
Thank you. You're also nice.
It's really hard for me. It doesn't come natural at all. It's so weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever is on my mind. But I feel like that only works when I'm annoyed or upset or I want to say something mean. Why am I like this? You don't have to answer that. I'm just talking to myself.
Harry nods and remains silent. Natsuki noticed her fidgeting with the pages of her book.
How come you like reading so much?
Oh, well, a lot of reasons. but I just get sucked into it so easily. It's so immersive, like I want to be a part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated, especially when it comes to following social conventions. Conventions and group interactions. I just don't really understand it. I have no real desire to participate. But it's different when people, it feels, bro, I read that wrong. But it's different with books. It feels like I always want to be around the characters. I feel such a strong emotional connection with them in ways that I have never felt with real people. So, in that way, it can sometimes feel more real than real life.
Really? It's that hard for you to be around people? Like, all the time?
Fairly often, especially in group settings, when people are making all kinds of conversation and saying jokes and all that, I don't know what to do, and I just disengage.
Oh. But that doesn't get lonely?
I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with people one-on-one, and I have online friends too, of course.
Do you ever wish that you could be friends with the characters inside your books?
All the time. Sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
A lot.
They want to become the anime. They want to go inside the book on some Sonic and the Secret Rings type ish, bro.
Like, more than anything.
After Natsuki mutters that silence fills the stairway once more, but it's a mutual silence, one full of understanding. That's the end of the part. That's the end of the story. We got one more left. I'm gonna take a break. Bro, this chicken smacks. Okay, part 2, self-love. Let's do this.
Hey.
Oh, hello. I almost forgot you weren't coming today.
Well, yeah, lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri on the stairway. So, God, let me reread this. Is this music too loud? A little bit. I was listening to it a little bit when I was taking a break. What I mean by break, I just went to a completely different place for like a couple hours. Anyway, Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in the stairway much earlier, since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today, she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran into my friends, so I hung out with them for a while.
Is that so?
Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I hadn't seen them in a while since I had to come up with an excuse for her. But I expected that. Plus, I have way more of these than I know what to do with, so I figured I would share them too. As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container.
You made cupcakes.
You know it. And it's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twists it between her fingers. Its brown and dark green frosting immaculately shaped into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder.
How pretty. I just ate, so I may not be able to finish it. Are they for the club?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it. I just made them.
Huh. I just thought that because green is Monica's favorite color, right?
Well, yeah, but that's not really...
Yuri takes a small bite. This is green tea flavor. I love green tea.
Oh, do you? It was just a random idea I wanted to try, so... Don't laugh at me.
I'm not. I just felt happy.
Oh, sorry. Usually when... Never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this was something I happen to be good at. And do I know that you like them from past experience? And I do know you like them from past experience. Yuri turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is too full of cupcake for her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look.
How did you get into baking?
Oh, well, I don't know. It kinda just always applied to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got like super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day, but it's something that I always knew I'd like anyway. It's like baking is like art, but when you get good at it, it gets more delicious too.
I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that it would just be eaten afterwards.
Well, maybe you're too practical for it.
I think I prefer to be on the receiving end.
That's my other favorite part of it, about it. It's something I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful. In that moment, you get to be like the bringer of joy. I don't know. It just makes me feel
valid.
Yeah, I guess that.
So you were able to make up with your friends today?
There wasn't really anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything.
You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood.
It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse.
So, they're not gonna stop?
I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. It's just the way they are, and I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it. Especially since I have somewhere to go now when I don't feel like hanging out with them.
Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty foil wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri clenches a fist. I'm glad that the situation is resolved, and that you don't have to avoid them anymore.
Yeah, me too. Make sure I don't knock over my drink. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on.
Yeah, about that.
I know that cupcake is basically nothing compared to all the other stuff you've done for me. But it's the best I can do. So you can have the rest of them if you like.
Natsuki grabs the box and slides over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box. Then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends.
But I made them for you.
Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. I know, and I like them very much, exactly as you thought. You succeeded. But I know you care about making your other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it from you.
No! They were for making you happy.
You make me happy? You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friend. Without warning, tears pour down Natsuki's face. Oh, this is my song! Oh, this is my favorite song! Hold on.
Bruh.
Oh, this is the good song. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki, I'm such a bad person. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her tears.
You didn't.
Yuri tries to choke back her sobs, but struggling to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes. And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me. Like I don't deserve it. I'm sorry.
No, I am.
I'm so difficult. And I can't think of even a single thing about myself that someone would like. And I hate myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person. Like to be nice and do the things you wrote about in the letter. I knew if I tried in the club, Sayori and Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it. You know, I think a lot of those negative things too, about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always surretism everything I say. And later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spend so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone must hate me too. So I understand some of that through my own experience. And that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It pained me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues and hands them to Natsuki. Maka told me that it takes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself that makes you a good person, so don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people would like, so...
Like what?
Like how you're fun for people to be around. And you're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh. And you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead. And you care a lot about other people. And just a lot of things.
Oh. Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed.
Well, you're the one who asked. I don't think I feel embarrassed.
Natsuki tries to hide a smile, then she sighs and it fades away.
Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, but then I keep coming back for some reason.
Is that bad?
Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like, I don't know.
Feels like what?
Natsuki's voice gets quiet.
Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do.
She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracking her eyes along the pattern of the floor tile, while she thinks to herself, What would you do? I don't know how to pronounce that word. I know what it is. Hypertrophy. If your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you.
Happy for what?
Happy that your new club is making you happy.
Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical.
Natsuki says that, but that little confidence in her voice.
I always told myself that I don't rely on the approval of others to be happy, and I still feel that way, but I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused, because I'm frightened out of the things that should make me happy. So no matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. And it makes my head hurt.
That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are.
It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things.
Natsuki presses her palms into her forehead and shakes her head.
I know what's best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortable and comfortably unhappy than it is to do with something so scary.
To do what?
You know, to
Is she oh, bro.
I did not see that coming! Oh, I'm taking a drink real quick. Jeez, Natsuki. Don't do that. Don't do that. I know you don't do that, but don't think that way. To end it with them. Natsuki nods. Oh, I got the wrong. I thought she meant. Oh yeah, to end it with your friends. Yeah, that's totally what I was thinking.
I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option.
I wasn't until recently. It's just one of those things where, like, it's been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. You know? Like, so much of you has gone into it. So how much that... So much that it feels like that's just how your life is. And throwing it away, and it's like throwing away such a big part of your life. And it makes me feel sick to think about it.
Natsuki sighs.
It's just really scary. It's terrifying.
What are you scared of?
I don't know. A lot of things. Like being alone. Not having anyone to talk to or hang out with. Not being able to replace what I have with them. And I don't want them to hate me. And I'm scared they'll hurt me for going against them.
Physically.
Not physically, but mentally.
Yuri clutches her fist. Natsuki.
What?
If anyone even thinks of causing you harm, I will unleash heck upon them. You understand?
Natsuki snorts in laughter.
Don't laugh at me. I'm serious.
Sorry, I like that. That's all.
Oh. Well, I meant it. I'll literally rip someone's head off and fling it across the room. I can imagine a monkey doing that. Just ripping someone's head off and just flinging it across the room like it's a toy.
You know, I know you did. Natsuki gives Yuri an enduring look. I needed it.
As the conversation leaps, Natsuki again slides her box of cookies over to Yuri.
Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore.
Are you sure? Natsuki nods.
I'm sure.
I will, then. I'll join them. Natsuki looks away, but a feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds onto that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. Oh, you're here first today.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought reading material.
Mm-hmm.
Natsuki is sitting at her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch just sits beside her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book.
It sucks when a good series has to come to an end. Like it's such a big part of your life. Then one day there's just nothing left.
That's what I feel about when I read my doujins. I'm so into it. Like I'm so immersed into the story. I'm not even looking at the bad stuff, like the stuff I should be looking at. I'm just immersed into the story, and then it ends and I'm sad.
And I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I am. It makes you feel so empty.
Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series.
That sucks.
But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I want to go on. I don't know if I'd want it to go on forever.
Maybe. But there are some things I wish I could.
On the other hand, have you ever read something? Excuse me. Have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome?
Yeah, definitely. I can think of at least one thing I've read that got pretty unbearable, like halfway through, and the ending really sucked. It sucks when something good has to end, but it also sucks when when they just keep inventing more plot. I did not read that all the way. Inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way.
Well, that's the nature of all things. They all come to an end. Like our lifespan.
Everything must come to an end. The two fall silent. Why is my... I have like my earbud inside my ear and it keeps on reconnecting, sorry. They slowly eat while making their way through their respectful reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right?
Excuse me?
Like with friends, at the mall, or downtown, or whatever.
I'm not a total shut-in, you know.
Oh, my bad for making assumptions.
Well, I'm sure I go out less than often than other people, like you, and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and orbitally spend time like that. I'm usually meeting on my board game group.
You play board games? Board game group?
It doesn't matter. It's just some nerdy stuff. Why do you ask, anyway?
I was just curious. I just realized that I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious.
Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking.
Don't look at me like that.
Sorry. Sayuri pulls her knees to her chest and puts her head down.
I can't take this.
Did I do something wrong?
Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may have said or done. I did. I ended it.
Bruh. You just cut your friends off like that, bro?
Good job. I'm proud of you. You nailed it. Good job. I ended it. I texted them earlier telling them, and then I blocked them because I was so afraid of their responses.
That's really how you, end a relation. That's really how you end a friendship. You just say,
I don't want to be friends anymore. Block.
That's really how you end it. If it's online, especially.
And now it feels like I'm dying inside.
Oh, that's...
My chicken! I almost fell on the floor.
I'm sorry. Totally unsure what to do. Yuri can barely find any words to support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki's unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper.
Help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against something. Please help. I can't take this.
You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through her rapid breathing, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step beside her. Then she puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulders. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes more and more apparent, through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You're safe right now. You're in a good and safe place, where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more, although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulders. She can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep, slow breath. Breath in her beneath her hands. She feels Natsuki's shoulders rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good. Let's keep going. Yuri breathes in once more, and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few cycles while Yuri closes monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical world. All you have to do is focus on feeling of your breaths going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulders. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence. By now, the worst of it has passed, but Yuri is determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees, and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself on her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize. This must be abnormally stressful for you.
Is that going to keep happening?
It may or may not. We can we can take measures to help prevent it in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki mentions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves more. Yuri turns away to pick up her own book from the dusty floor, which she had hesitantly set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the cover. I think I could have gone through that alone. You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks in her own lap. speaks into her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to so openly share her thoughts. But something about Natsuki, of all people, it makes it feel so more natural to do so. Perhaps because like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it that it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that she deserved the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself. I could never love myself. Ooh, I love this. Bro, let me get rid of the text, please. Do you really mean that? You're probably gonna regret saying that if you do. How so?
Because I'm probably gonna have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me a permission to be as annoying as I want to and drag you around a lot of places.
I see.
But you already said it, so you can't take it back now. Oh.
Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then.
I know a good ice cream place.
Oh. That means you're finally figured out my favorite ice cream flavor.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, you don't remember? The first day that you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor. But for me, you said you had no idea.
Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh wait, yes I do. I said it was probably green tea.
Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate or raspberry together.
Chocolate and raspberry. How fancy.
How is that fancy?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that.
Well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry.
Hey, strawberry is my favorite.
What a coincidence. I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have the sick feeling in my stomach, but it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I could be doing? Not that I know of. There's nothing that will make it this easier for me. And you already did more than I thought anyone could. Come to
think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote. But I feel like we're way past that. At this point, oh, I didn't finish reading. At this point, I don't even know what to talk about, except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little better, the way I like to be treated, and the kinds of friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place, even though I was so scared of causing more problems.
I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me. I don't know.
Oh, well, not exactly. What do you
mean?
Nothing. I may have tracked you down first. With the help of Sayori.
But you said...
I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to, whatever whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage. Even if it was on your own way, in your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave, and it will make things better in the long run. I think everyone would be proud of you for it.
Everyone? Anyone? You mean like you?
Yes. Like me.
I know I could get used to this. As long...
Oh, did I read that right?
You know, I can get used to this.
As long as you don't tease me too much.
Fine. Just a little then.
That's fine. I know how uncertain things feel to you right now, but I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings.
Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured.
The two girls continue their conversation through the reminder of lunch, but a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting where the four club members will happily spend together, each of them all in their own special qualities, have something equal they have to deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow with happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself, since she's about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit the store book together.
That's the end, bro? I don't know if there's another side story, but if that's it, that was so good, bro. Oh my gosh.